नमस्कार। श्री Ramakrishna Kathamrita. तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदादतं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। श्री Ramakrishna Kathamrito प्रथम भाग प्रथम खंडो दशम परिच्छेद, the 10th chapter. And this 10th chapter, Sri M again starts with a shloka from Bhagavad Gita. त्वमक्षरं परमं वेदितव्यं त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं निधानं त्वमव्ययः शाश्वतधर्मगोप्ता सनातनस्त्वं पुरुषो मतो मे. The 18th slok of 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This 11th chapter is 11th adhyay is Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga. You see the aptness, the most pertinent way of Sri M putting in the shlokas at the start of every chapter. This shloka, 18th shloka, is from Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga, the chapter in which Sri Krishna has exhibited his universal form before Arjuna. He has shown Arjuna what his universal form is, and in fact Arjuna is not able to bear seeing this form, and he tells Sri Krishna, "Oh my dear Krishna, you come back in your normal form. Let me see my friend. Let me see my dearmost Krishna as he looks to me in these eyes." Sri Krishna had given that Divya Chakshu, that Divya vision to Arjuna to have to see that universal form. And Sri M has used the shloka from this adhyay to start the 10th chapter after having got his vision of the Samadhi of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna in Samadhi for the second time. First time was during his third visit. And now he had seen Sri Ramakrishna is Samadhi as good as Sri Arjuna having seen the universal form of Sri Krishna. I appreciate Sri M's promptness and aptness of using the shlokas to start the chapters, to start these adhyayas of Kathamrita from various adhyayas of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Now let us see what this shloka means. Swami Chidbhavananda ji again. Tvamaksharam paramam veditavyam. Tvamaksharam. You are. Tvam is you. You are aksharam. You are imperishable. Veditavyam. Worthy to be known. You are worthy to be known as you being imperishable. Tvamasya vishwasya param nidhanam. Again, tvam, you, asya, vishwasya, this universe, of this universe, you are the param nidhanam. Param is the great and nidhanam is treasure house. You are the great treasure house of this universe. You are the imperishable, the supreme being to be realized. You are the great treasure house of this universe. Tva, tvam avyayaha, shashvata dharma gopta. You are again avyaya. Vyaya is division. You are indivisible. You are imperishable. You cannot be divided into many. You are only one. You are Om. Tvamam Vyayaha Shashvata Dharma Gopta. Shashvata Dharma is eternal religion. Dharma Goptaha, protector of the eternal Dharma, protector of the eternal religion. Sanatanastvam Purusho Matome. You are the eternal Purusha. That is my firm conviction. That is what Arjuna has told Sri Krishna after having got that universal form vision, having seen that universal form. And this is the shlok that Arjuna saying to Sri Krishna, you are imperishable, the supreme being to be realized. Tvam avyaya, you are unbreakable, you are imperishable again, you are indestructible. Hmm, you are the only one. Sanat, and you are the protector of the eternal religion. Sanatanastvam Purusho Matume, and you are that eternal Purusha, the Purusha aspect of Brahman. You are that eternal Purusha. This is my firm conviction. The conviction with which Arjuna has uttered these words, that same conviction now Sri M has got for Sri Ramakrishna. Because M has as good as seen that eternal form which Arjuna saw, that universal form which Arjuna saw of Sri Krishna in the 11th Adhyaya, and now here in this 10th Adhyaya, in the Dasham Puriched, Sri M starts with this shloka. So, now we will read out. পাঁচটা বাজিয়াছে, ভক্ত কয়টি যে যার বাড়িতে চলিয়া গেলেন, কেবল মাস্টার ও নরেন্দ্র রহিল। নরেন্দ্র গাড়ু লইয়া হাঁসপুকুরের ও ঝাউতলার দিকে মুখ ধুইতে গেল। মাস্টার ঠাকুর বাড়ির এদিক ওদিক পায়চারি করিতেছেন। কি এতক্ষণ পরে কুঠির কাঁচ দিয়া হাঁসপুকুরের দিকে আসিতে লাগিলেন। দেখিলেন পুকুরের দক্ষিণ দিকের সিঁড়ির চাতালের উপর শ্রী রামকৃষ্ণ দাঁড়াইয়া। নরেন্দ্র গাড়ু হাতে করিয়া মুখ ধুইয়া দাঁড়াইয়া আছেন। ঠাকুর বলিতেছেন, দেখ আর একটু বেশি বেশি আসবি, সবে নূতন আসবিস কি না? প্রথম আলাপের পর নূতন সকলেই ঘন ঘন আসে, যেমন নূতন পতি। নরেন্দ্র ও ঠাকুরের মাস্টারের হাস্য। কেমন আসবি তো? ঠাকুর ইজ রিকোয়েস্টিং নরেন। নরেন ব্রাহ্ম সমাজের ছেলে, হাসিতে হাসিতে বলিলেন, হ্যাঁ চেষ্টা করব, নো কমিটমেন্ট। সকলে কুঠির পথ দিয়া ঠাকুরের ঘুরে আসিতেছেন। কুঠির কাছে মাস্টারকে ঠাকুর বলিলেন, দেখো চাষারা হাটে গরু কিনতে যায়, তারা ভালো গরু মন্দ গরু বেশ চেনে। ল্যাজের নিচে হাত দিয়ে দেখে, কোন গরু ল্যাজে হাত দিলে শুয়ে পড়ে, সে গরু কেনো না। যে গরু ল্যাজে হাত দিলে তিড়িক মিড়িক করে লাফিয়ে উঠে, সেই গরুকেই পছন্দ করে নরেন্দ্র। সেই গরুর জাত ভিতরে খুব তেজ। এই বলিয়া ঠাকুর হাসিতেছেন। আবার কেউ কেউ লোক আছে যেন চিন্ডের ফলার অট নাই, জোর নাই, ভ্যাত ভ্যাত করছে। ঠাকুর ইজ again praising নরেন। সন্ধ্যা হইল, ঠাকুর ঈশ্বর চিন্তা করিতেছেন। মাস্টারকে বলিলেন, তুমি নরেন্দ্রের সঙ্গে আলাপ করবে, আমায় বলবে কি রকম ছেলে। আরতি হইয়া গেল। মাস্টার অনেকক্ষণ পরে চান্দনির পশ্চিমের ধারে নরেন্দ্রকে দেখিতে পাইলেন। পরস্পর আলাপ হইতে লাগল। নরেন্দ্র বলিলেন, আমি সাধারণ ব্রাহ্ম সমাজের, কলেজে পড়িতেছি ইত্যাদি। So after Sri Ramakrishna went into Samadhi while singing that song of Hanuman telling Mandodari, don't tempt me with these useless fruits. I have got a wish fulfilling tree permanently, firmly implanted in my heart. That tree can give me any kind of fruit I want. I want liberation. That tree will give. That is my Sri Ram in my heart. And while singing this song, Thakur again went into Samadhi, out of this world. And Sri M, looking at him, the second time M saw that Samadhi. Then slowly uttering Ram, Ram, Thakur came down to the normal plane and again became his old self, normal self. Playing with the children, fun and frolic. And then having told Sri M and Narendra to have a discussion in Ingraji. Argue in English. I want to hear. Hmm? আমি শুনিতেছি কি কি what did Thakur say? আমি শুনবো. I want to hear you two talking and arguing in Bengali, in English. But Narendra and M started talking, but no argument, but in Bengali. Because why no arguments? Because Thakur had ended that chapter of arguments and discussions from M's life forever. He had just locked the door of argument and argumentativeness, of that egotistic way of arguing. That chapter was closed, that room was locked, the key was with Sri Ramakrishna now. Now M could never argue. So that's how the chapter got over. They could not argue at all. And then the 10th chapter starts. It was 5 o'clock. ভক্ত কইটি যে যার বাড়িতে চলিয়া গেলেন. It was 5 o'clock and most of these devotees who were with whom Thakur was having such a fun, they all went to their homes, respective homes, and কেবল মাস্টার ও নরেন্দ্র রহিলেন. Now only Master, Sri M and Narendra, they have remained with Thakur. নরেন্দ্র গাড়ু লইয়া হাঁসপুকুরের ও ঝাউতলার দিকে মুখ ধুইতে গেলেন. What Narendra did, he picked up one small pitcher, which is normally used to wash face and mouth. He took that pitcher and went in the direction of Hanspukur, the pond, the small pond, and Jhautala for washing his face, to freshen up after all that singing and the fun and frolicking that all the kids had with Sri Ramakrishna, also enjoying with the kids. And then Narendra went that side. Master ঠাকুর বাড়ির এদিক ওদিক পায়চারি করিতেছেন. Then what happened? Master Sri M also, he went strolling, walking here and there, in the path around the temple. কি যতক্ষণ পরে কুঠির কাঠ দিয়া হাঁসপুকুরের দিকে আসিতে লাগলেন. And after having strolled around those temples and the garden, then M also started going towards Hanshapukur, where Narendra had already gone. Now, দেখিলেন, and there he saw, পুকুরের দক্ষিণ দিকের সিঁড়ির চাতালের উপর শ্রী রামকৃষ্ণ দাঁড়াইয়া. Now, there were steps going to the pond. So on the platform of those steps, Sri Ramakrishna was standing. Narendra গাড়ু হাতে করিয়া মুখ ধুইয়া দাঁড়াইয়াছেন. And there on the steps of that Hanshapkur, on that pond, Narendra also washed his face, came up on that platform of the steps, and Narendra was also standing. ঠাকুর বলিতেছেন, and then as Narendra was also, he came and stood there with Thakur. Thakur বলিতেছেন, Thakur said, দেখ আর একটু বেশি বেশি আসবি, হ্যাঁ, see my child, hmm, you must come here more often. Hmm. Why? শোবে নতুন আসছিস কিনা? You are a newcomer to this place, isn't it? So you must come frequently, you must come very often. প্রথম আলাপের পর নতুন সকলেই ঘন ঘন আসে. After the first meeting, hmm, everybody comes very frequent. The frequency of visits increases. Hmm. যেমন নতুন পতি, hmm, like the new husband, like the new spouse. How the frequency of visits after marriage, how the frequency of visits to the new husband, new spouse increase? Like that. You should come more frequently, more often. You should know me better. Hmm. নরেন্দ্র ও মাস্টারের হাস্য. Now, hearing these words of Sri Ramakrishna, both Narendra and Sri M, they laughed at these words that, like, uh, a newly wedded husband is frequently met by his wife. Huh? So, you also should visit me frequently. And then Narendra came on, Ashbito, and then Thakur once again asked him, what, my dear child, you will come na? Ah, you will come to meet me regularly, more frequently, more often. Now, Narendra, Brahmo Samajer Chile. Narendra is frequenting Brahmo Samaj. He cannot just like that commit anything. If he is sure, only then he will commit. That must have been the tradition being followed in Brahmo Samaj. So, নরেন্দ্র হাসিতে হাসিতে বলিলেন, হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ গো, চেষ্টা করব. Yes, I will try. No commitment there. Definitely. Sometimes just getting in the influence of Sri Ramakrishna's words, somebody may say, oh yes, I will definitely come. And then, no, definitely come is said for that moment. After that, I get busy with my routine. After that, I get busy with my college. After that, I get busy with my studies. After that, I get busy with my football and other games. No time to come to Thakur. So, there is no commitment that yes, I will definitely come. I will try. That is Narendra. If it is possible, if it is going to happen, he will commit that yes, I will definitely come. So here also, Narayan's personality gets exhibited before us. He won't give a false promise. He won't give a false commitment. Rather, he will say, I will try. Honestly. If possible, I will come. If possible, let me see. So, Narendra says, yes, sir, I will try. সকলে কুঠির পথ দিয়া ঠাকুর ঘুরে আসিতেছেন. Now all three of them, Sri Ramakrishna and his two chelas, Sri M and Narendra, they all started walking towards Thakur's room. কুঠির কাছে মাস্টারকে ঠাকুর বলিলেন. Now as they came near the kuti, we all see, we all know it is diagonally opposite Thakur's room and that northern veranda, in line with our Ma's Nahabat. And this is where that kuti is where Sri Thakur used to stay earlier. And after the death of his nephew Akshay also used to stay with Thakur in that room in kuti. After the death of Akshay, then Thakur could not bear that, departing of Akshay. his nephew. Then he shifted to this room for our benefit, because so many things happened in this room once Thakur shifted. And in the kuti, when Thakur was staying, Thakur used to go on top of the kuti after completion of his sadhana, when he was yearning to get somebody to talk to, sharing his experiences, spreading the knowledge of God. Thakur used to go on the terrace of this kuti and used to cry for devotees. Oh, my children, where are you? I am longing to see you. I want somebody to talk to. Mm. And then slowly all these Narain and other boys, they started coming. Mm. So near that kuti, Sri Thakur started talking to M. Dekho, listen, Chashara hate Chashara hate guru kentin. Chashara is peasants, the farmers. They go to the marketplace. Guru kinte jai to buy bullocks. Guru is bullocks. Tara bhalo guru, mondo guru, besh chene. They very well know how to select, how to identify a bhalo guru, a good bullock, and a bad bullock. ল্যাজের নিচে হাত দিয়ে দেখে. Now how these peasants, how they come to know which animal is good, which animal is dull. They put a hand, put a hand under their tail like this. They will just shake the tail. And what happens? কোনো গুরু ল্যাজে হাত দিলে শুয়ে পড়ে, সে গুরু কেনে না. The animal, the bullock, which just remains lie down. He just keeps sitting there on the ground, having touched the base of the tail. They don't buy such gurus. She guru kene na. They don't buy such bullocks. যে গরু ল্যাজে হাত দিলে তিড়িক মিড়িক করে লাফিয়ে ওঠে. The bullock which just sprites up having touched the tail. Those bullocks, these peasants, they buy. There is stuff in them. They will just spring up the moment you touch the base of their tail. They will just spring up. Oh, who is that? Who is troubling me? They have stuff in them, and peasants buy such gurus, such gurus, such bullocks. সেই গুরুকেই পছন্দ করে. নরেন্দ্র সেই গুরুর জাত. Narendra is like such bullocks. ভিতরে খুব তেজ. There is stuff in him, lot of metal in him. That is my Narendra. Thakur is telling Sri. এ বলিয়া ঠাকুর হাসতেছেন, and Thakur laughed, saying this is the type of my bullock, with some metal in him. He won't just lie down, you touch the tail and no. আবার কেউ কেউ লোক আছে, but there are so many people who are very soft. জেনে চিন্ডের ফলাল, like the puffed rice soaked in milk. You know how there is no stuff in that rice. There is no need to bite that rice grain also, the puffed rice. Otherwise you eat raw puffed rice, you have to bite. But you soak the puffed rice in milk, it is all push. Nothing, no hawa, no air, no stuff, no metal. Art নাই, জোর নই, ভ্যাট ভ্যাট করছে. There is no strength within. There is no grit in that soaked puffed rice. Just slippery, just soft, just कुछ दम नहीं. Like that, soaked of rice. But my Naren is not like that. Now, Shandhya hoilo, it is evening. Thakur, Ishbor Chinta Koritechen. They all went to his room and Thakur started meditating upon God. Master ke bolilen, and since he had to meditate, he told Master, তুমি নরেন্দ্র সঙ্গে অলপ করোগে আমায় বলবে কি রকম ছেলে. Then Thakur tells Naren, having told Sri M about the boisterous qualities of Narendra. Hmm. Thakur, since he had to meditate, now he wants solitude. So he told M that you better have a word with Naren. Find out. Hmm. And can then tell me what sort of boy he is. Naren, Thakur is so proud of Naren that he wanted Sri M's opinion, that what he felt about Naren. Because Thakur had given his opinion that he is not a bullock of the sleeping type. The moment you touch the tail, he is going to jump up, spring up. He is not going to tolerate, some kind of just pinching him. He is going to react. And he is not like those people. Huh? The people like mushy mushy, the mashy mashy, the soft, puffed rice soaked in milk. No, he's not like that. He's my boy, my son. He has grit in it, grit in him. He has got metal in him. He has got some stuff in him. So Thakur wanted Sri M also to talk to Norain and find out from him and come and tell me what is your opinion about him. That's what Sri Ramakrishna tells Sri M, and then Sri Ramakrishna sits for his meditation. M goes around again for the temple arati. Arti hoya gelo. The arti in the temple is over, of Bhavutani temple. মাস্টার অনেকক্ষণ পরে চাঁদনীর পশ্চিম ধারে নরেন্দ্রকে দেখিতে পাইলেন. Then after some time, Sri M, as he came out from the arti, he saw Narendra near the Chandani. পরস্পর আলাপ হইতে লাগিল. And then they started talking between themselves. Narendra, hello, hi, because all this time they never got an opportunity to talk as such. Sri Ramakrishna had told them, you argue, but nothing happened there. And then, as they were coming back, Sri Ramakrishna again started talking high about Norain. So Norain and M never got an opportunity to talk, to be alone. And also Sri Thakur had asked M, you go and talk to Norain, find out what kind of boy he is and come and tell me. So as Sri M was coming, he saw Narendra on the western side of the Chandani. And Porospor alap hoite laglo. And this casually they started talking. And during this casual talk, Narendra বলিলেন, আমি সাধারণ ব্রাহ্ম সমাজের কলেজে পড়িতেছি ইত্যাদি. And then casually Narendra told him, I belong to Sadharan Brahmo Samaj, I frequent Sadharan Brahmo Samaj, I study in college, and that kind of a preliminary talk normally that you have with your common acquaintances. So that is how the 10th chapter we have read up till now here, that at least there is some kind of ice breaking between Narendra and Sri M. They have started talking to each other. Narendra has introduced himself to Sri M. Possibly M also introduced himself to Naren, but that hasn't come here. But as far as M's frequenting the Sadharan Brahmo Samaj and M's Narendra studying in college, this has come up during this preliminary talk that M and Naren they had. So tomorrow we have got in the next reading we have got some wonderful talk between Sri Ramakrishna and M. So that is it for today. For now, Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.